This conference will now be
Whether
recorded.
she was informed or not, not sure. I think she was added to the group. Let's see. Okay. So yeah. So data week till last week we have seen like syntactically how the variables are declared, how it will be called at field level, how many conditions we can keep, all those stuff we have discussed. And coming to the date format, so sometimes the source system will be sending one format, and sometimes we need our own format. Our own format in the sense, see, for example, now the meaning of now is whatever the currently whatever the current time zone is there, that zone, it gives that zone. So if I click on preview, let me discuss each and everything on date formats. Date formats is very very important. Okay, why? Because source and target system may not be like it will not be same. Definitely whatever we are getting from the source system, we may not be sending the same to the target system. Why? Because in .NET some format they will be sending, in SAP some other format they will be expecting. Okay, so that is something we need to understand. Okay, and one more thing is like data we've actually not only here, see, I'm just writing I'm just writing like today's date like that without any listener like that I'm keeping. To be frank, we have one only for practicing data weave. To be frank, we have one data view playground. Okay, even there also you can practice. So if you feel like if you feel like okay, opening the anypoint studio and doing there, if you are feeling like that, okay, if there is, if if that is the case, we have an interactive online tool, only data we can practice. See, whatever here I am doing without listener, nothing. Listener was not there, nothing, no thing is there. Okay. See, this is a here. This is the data view playground. So here, whatever you want to, if you want to practice, yes, very well, you can practice it. Okay. See, if I am removing G, it is showcasing like JSON. In JSON, here input we have to provide. If we run, output we can see. If I see like so it is just like transform message only, so it is indicating, so it is giving. So it is just online for practicing data view. Most of the people like interested to do some minor logics here. Even I will also interested. Why? Because it will be a bit fast, right? Immediately I can give the input, immediately I can give the check the output here itself. The same logic I will try to keep it in my transform message. So sometimes the transform loading problem, these problems will be there, loading and everything. In that case, yes, you can go with playground. So what I'll try to do, see, if I am taking like today's date, see, just like in playground, I will run in playground in here. I will try to run. I'll just this one. I will comment it. Okay, green mark indicates it is a comment. Let me open the flower braces as well. Okay. Okay, see, now I'm just checking. See, today's date. See, today's date, if I'm giving, see, today's date. Whatever date now is, it is a like element. So every now in the sense, it gives the time date format. The date for default date format is this one. What is the date format? It is showing like year, month, date, and it is like three or time zone it is giving, and this is still time zone it is giving. But target system always will not expect the same format. It expects like it wants the time in EST time zone, EST time zone. Sometimes UK time zone it needs. So we have to, as a developers, it is our responsibility to perform that, to perform it. Okay. So if I copy these two and if I'm placing it over in my playground, observe the difference. See, today's date format. That means whatever the date format is now, from now I am taking, and the target system is expecting in the form of year, month, date. Only year, month, date I am converting. So for converting it, this is the format as date format. Some people need only time. somewhere to in the target system they are expecting time. So you have to use as time. So all these are syntaxes where we will be using frequently. Okay, in one of the field I need only time, then we are use as time. If it is date, as date. So like that all the formats. If you see the format now, see only today's date month format, only month format it is. So let me copy everything so that one by one we can discuss in here it will be like good. Okay, when copy paste also sometimes irritates us. Okay. Okay, so see, yeah, now let me reduce this so that it will be clear. Okay, okay, so this is today's timings. Okay, this is if at all, if it is only date I require. If it is only time, as time we are doing the same, only now year, month. See, sometimes some people will be asking instead of 01, right? 09. October month is right. October or whatever 10th month it is running, I guess. 10th month. Some people does not want as target system. Some target systems does not want as 10. They want as October. Then in that case, this is the date format. Triple M we have to keep. If you Google it, all these date formats will come. Date formats in mule means definitely all those formats will come. But first we have to understand, no? Right? So, and if it is only hours, minutes, seconds, then it is like hours, minutes, seconds, it will come just like this format only, hours, minutes, seconds. Some people will be expecting in milliseconds. They will expect like with the milliseconds. So 7585 is a millisecond. So the date format with milliseconds. So for that milliseconds, what you have to keep, see, milliseconds plus you have to add. So like that only hours, sometimes they will be expecting only like minutes they will be expecting. So local date time is something like local date time format, sometimes we will be using frequently in new local date time. Local date time is something like very minute, very micro level they want to take the date. So within 0.001 second also they want to track it. Okay, so if that is the case, if any minute level date format they need, then definitely that minute level we will be getting by using local date time. So that is the reason here it is like, see, month, date, hours, minutes, milliseconds. Again milliseconds with time zone it will come. Okay, it with milliseconds with time zone, complete time zone it will come. Local date time. See, this is here. If we see normal thing, time zone was not there here. Normally for now, time zone, that is z is appended. If you go with local date time, it will be like we can bring till milliseconds, we can remove that time zone. Okay, that is what the beauty. So if any extra time zone you want to add, first you have to remove the existing thing and you have to append it, right? So at least for removing those time zones, only time we can track it. For if you have a requirement like only tracking of time, then that is the case. Local date time and UTC time also, UTC time zone. So now if you want to convert your, if you want to track the UTC, what is the UTC time zone now? What is the time in UTC? You want to find it out. So with our time only, if you keep greater and UTC, it will give the UTC time, the EST time, IST time, what not. Only if you give like double greater values, it will be we can convert the time completely time zones, and whatever the time there it is, it gets converts. Okay, so first I want to convert UTC to IST. Then what you have to do, first you have to convert to UTC and then to IST you can convert. So this is the syntax. Okay, without time zone. UTC to IST without time zone. Without time zone, again we have to. So it is all like logically we have to think. First we have to convert into a date time format, and then If it is a time zone, we have to keep greater value. Okay, if it is the time zone they are not expecting, then we have to keep local time, date time. That logically we have to think and we have to keep. All this comes with practice only. It will not be like we cannot remember these many things. And moreover, in Google also, it gives plenty of options. You don't need to worry while converting, but you should know it. At least basics we should know it, right? Okay. Now in Los Angeles, you want to at particular per location you want to find out the time, and you want to set that value. Then in that case, we can give like area greater than area. Just we can give it now, and whatever the area it is there, we can give it. Okay. If you click like in Google, if you time zones, if you keep so many things, it will come. But whatever is required, time conversions in MuleSoft, date time. So many things it will come. So definitely the one which is required for you, definitely it comes. You don't need to worry on that. See, convert one date format to another date format. So many things it will pop up. From MuleSoft also it will give the date formats. So most of the people will struggle for conversions only. To be frank, even today, even this much I am doing, even I am also a bit confused with these time zones. I will also depend on Google only, but definitely this is how you have to handle. Okay, why? Because different systems will be expecting different times. We know that. Okay, .NET one format will be there, SAP one format, Ajax one format. So definitely same format. It is a rare case. One-to-one mapping is something rare case that we can observe. Okay, that is one thing. Time zones. You have understood, right? You got the point. So all these things we have discussed. The employee, first employee details. So you can take some sample, you can apply some dates you can do it on date conversions. Okay. um and what is left, I'm trying to see. So basic conversions we have covered, conditions we have covered, date conversions we have covered, variables and this stuff we have covered. Okay. Along with this anyhow, under 51 last week and this week we have covered everything. Please go through it, and on Wednesday we have like if any doubts or anything we can discuss. Data view is something and comes with practice only. Okay. Yeah. And two different things I want to discuss. Two things very important from data view stand. One is like flatten, pluck. Flatten, pluck. Okay. You have to understand flatten and you have to understand what is pluck. Okay, flatten in the sense, see, with example I will tell you. You have an array list. Okay, this is your array list. Okay, let us go with here. Here it will be understandable, pretty much fair, right? So let me remove this. Okay, and on data view playground I'm doing. See, I have a variable. So from the front end, I have received one payload. That payload is having an array list of employee objects. That means 100th employee, 200th employee, 300 employee, 400 employee. Some employee details are there, employee objects are there. Okay, employee objects. So in my requirement, see, if I print this, let me take and let me do it. See, we know it is a variable. If you call this variable directly, that variables can be stored in employees, right? Employee list. So the same thing in the whatever the variable is there, just I am printing that variable first. So directly what I'm trying to say is like whether it is an array or object or whatever the case is, through name. If you call that name, the data, entire data will come. But I have a requirement like I have to flatten it. So if I have to flatten it, I have to flatten in the sense, if you keenly observe, if you keenly observe, inside array, one object, two objects are there. Again inside array, inside array, one more array I have, and that array is having third object, fourth object. So 300 and 400 is again internally in internal array, array inside array. This is one array. Employee ID is one array. This is like outer array, and inside that array 200 and 200 employees are there, and along with that one more array is there which is holding 300 and 400. But my target system, what is my requirement, or what is the requirement of my target system is, it doesn't want array inside array. They want to remove this array. Whatever the 300 and 400 is there, whatever this square brackets, that square brackets the target system is not expecting. It is asking you to remove it. Okay. So normally if we are going with Java or .NET, what happens is like we have to write a lot of code. But in the MuleSoft we have a function called flatten. Flatten. If you give this flatten, and whatever the array list it is holding, that array list, if you give inside that array inside array, it removes. If you see here the output, first object, second object, third object, fourth object. The array which is there for 300 and 400, it will not be there. It comes under only one array. Okay. So frequently, very frequently in real time, we will be using this flatten operation. Okay. So if we like, you may get doubt. See, flatten elements, documentation will be there. If you see, this is the URL, what not, all the functions which are there, especially with the data weave, the whole documentation is here. Let me give you that URL. How much you want to practice, that much you can practice. Whatever is there, I am highlighting a very pretty much required one in the training. See, I have pinged that URL. One format to another for regrouping, zipping the arrays, changing the values, excluding the elements. So definitely that syntax will be there. See, syntax with example very clearly. Each and every operation they have explained with very neat example. Array 1. See, whatever I have explained. Array inside array only. Na? How? Irrespective of array, any number of arrays, by using flatten, everything will come in one array only. Okay. So this is how adding custom function, adding constant, all these are like only data view, only 4.4, only data view. So before going to any interviews or everything, just don't go like blindly. Try to have some data view examples, how it is. So many will be there. See, from where we will get the requirement, we don't know. Why I am giving this URL is, we don't know the requirement sometimes. This data we will help you at least to sort out your issues. Okay. Whatever I am explaining, this is like high level, like very frequently used operations I am using it. Okay. Please note down. Please take that URL with you, and it is exclusively data view only. Okay. And this is about flatten and pluck. So what is pluck? What is pluck in the sense? Pluck only key values I need sometimes. Only key values. Only keys I want. Then you can pluck that keys. Okay. See, always in your real time, always you will be seeing dollar dollar. Don't get confused by seeing it. So somebody has created that, somebody has written the data view, and they have used dollar. So you might be confused. What is this dollar and what is this dollar? Dollar always indicates keys in the sense employee ID, employee name, employee status, keys. And dollar always indicates values. So in any data view expression, in data view file, if you are seeing this dollar, please don't get confused. So it is nothing but keys and values. So let me copy this today here. Again, here it will take a loading problem. So what I'll try to do, where is that interactive? Yes. So Control A. Let me remove this, and I'll try to, yeah, I'll try to paste it over here. This interactive really plays a very important role here. Seriously, even I'm very happy with this. Sometimes it loading and everything it takes. If I click on preview, I have to wait for some time. So this by having this playground now, whatever the logic, at least in our mind, we can execute over here and we can check it. Okay. So now see keys of employee. So dollar values of employee dollar. So you may get doubt. Okay, at what scenarios we will be using? Sometimes salary colon 10,000 will be there. Okay, salary colon 10,000. So salary colon 10,000 is key and value pairs. But in your target system, you have to store only 10,000 value. I don't want that salary element. In that case, you can plug that key and you can send it to the database or queue or whatever. So it is completely our brain thinking. When we have to use them is completely we have to analyze it. Okay, mostly in those cases it will be used. Okay, so what I have done is like one beautiful example. Okay, one beautiful example. What is the thing is, see, what I have done is I have a input. If I go to main resources, examples, see plug JSON. I am assuming this is my input. This is my input. Okay. Employee ID is there, name is there. Address what they have given is address they have given in one object. Try to understand. In one object, address they have given. And status is there, employee join date is there. So what is my requirement is I have to insert employee ID, employee name, and whatever the address object it is there, that address values I want to combine. Only what I want to do is like 4-39K, comma Ramnagar, comma Nizamabad, comma India. My requirement is that. So in single column value, I have to insert. My requirement is I have to insert the address, but only the values I want to track. I want to value or track, and that values also like comma separated. I have that requirement. Then in that case, how you will implement your logic? That is like it plays a role, right? So employee ID, you can place it. See here, just like metadata I have created, and employee ID I have pasted. Name I have pasted. Object is like I have plucked by dollar. That means value I am tracking. Value. What is the value? The value is only values I'm tracking for Ramnagar, Nizamabad, India I'm tracking, and that tracked value, whatever after getting it, I am joining it by comma. Comma means for each and every like after that values will be separated with comma. So the whole value I am taking it into address, and that address value I am inserting into a database. See the beauty. This is real time example. You may get doubt, right? Where we need to do that? Where it will be exactly used, right? I have a table name. I have one table which has ID, name, address, status. This address I am getting it as an object. So what I have done, I have plucked that values, I have comma separated, and I'm trying to insert into a address. So if you see the output of this transformation, you will understand. If you see that output of that in this thing, see 439 comma Ramnagar comma Nizamabad comma India, right? See what I have done on that address, I have plucked the values. Dollar means values only now. I have joined by, using join by. I have joined by. If you are keeping colon, it will come like colon. If you keep like see, if I keep like colon, see the output will be colon. If I am keeping comma, it will be comma. So joined by something which joins, it is just like concatenation. And I am bringing that whole value into one object, and I am pushing that value to the database column. Are you guys clear, or are you guys clear what I'm trying to say?
Madam, one
Santosh?
doubt. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's clear. So we are calling the tables into the insert statement, right? Suppose if we want to call the stored process, so where can we call that stored process?
Store procedure, again you have an option na? Calling store procedure, calling procedure. Definitely every functions will be there. We need to explore. See store procedure. That procedure you have to call. So if you are writing and you have to push that input parameters, so that is what I'm trying to say. We have to explore, and when is any real-time project, or when you are assigned to that, then you will get understand, then you will get more knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
And you see size of payload. And another thing is group by, order by. So see, all these are syntaxes only here. Seriously, nothing. Data view is something we have to practice. Keep that playground. Whatever the URL I have shared, go open it one by one. Just to do a practice. Something you will be getting in your mind. All these, like while transforming data from one format to another format, all these are required. Some important things I'm discussing. That's all. Not all we can. Why? Because in our requirements, all the things will not be there. It can be in any way that we have to explore. Majorly, what I have worked, I'm discussing with you. Okay. So if you see like distinct group by, distinct or group by, distinct in the sense duplicates, right? See, I have 100 records, 200, 100, 400. But 100 is like duplicate. While I'm sending to the target system, I have to, my requirement is I need to remove that duplicates. So in that case, how you will be doing it? In that case, what you have to run on the whatever the list you are getting, on that list you have to run distinct by indicates like unique IDs. So if I click on preview, if you see that preview, see distinct by only 100, 200, 400 we got. Duplicate value got removed. So there is a duplicate. See 100, 200, again 100 was there. Again that 100 was removed. That 100 was removed, and only the distinct values it came. And this one you want to arrange it in ascending order. Ascending order. You want to arrange that in ascending order. Then order by. Order by, on what basis you want to arrange in ascending order? On employee ID. If employee ID is increasing manner, that increasing manner you want to do it, right? That you want to do it. So that is the reason 100, 100, 200. In increasing fashion, it will keep. If you want like descending order, you have to keep like minus. See, before dollar dot employee ID, dollar I said like dollar is nothing but value of employee ID. Value of employee ID, you want to keep it in descending order. Keep minus so that it will starts from greater number to smaller number. Okay. Now group by. What is group by? Group by only depending on statuses. See, status is active, inactive status. All the active status records you want at one place. All the inactive records you want at one place. Why? Because our records is a mixture, right? When you see your input, it is a mixture. It is saying sometimes active, it is sometimes it is saying inactive, it is saying active, it is saying active. So all the active records first I want to display. Again, following that, all the inactive records. So in that case, what you have to use? You have to use group by status. Then depending upon that alphabetical order, it will display. So group by, if you go to group by, see what all the active records are displaying. See a colon, so automatically displays a colon means active. These many active employee IDs are there. And inactive, automatically if you are using group by, automatically it will segregate. You don't need to worry, or you don't need to write anything. Inactive, all the inactive fellows it will join, it will keep. So that is what the group by operation is. And join by, already we have discussed. Join by all the employee IDs you want to join with the colon. Yeah, already that we have discussed. No? There we have, while discussing that pluck, we have discussed. So whatever you join by is something, whatever you want to join, separator, comma, colon, whatever. Okay. And filter is something like if you want to apply a condition. What is your condition? If employee status is a, then join the employee ID by colon. So that means what it is we are keeping. It is just like if condition. If employee status is only a, only those employees please join with hyphen. That is the meaning. So here filter also, filter is something, filter and if condition don't confuse. If is only like, if condition is only boolean value, if condition is true, it will execute that block, otherwise it goes to else block. That is different. Filter is something, filter works on objects. Array lists are objects. So if you have a list of, if you have an array list, inside that you want to keep some condition, inside the array list you want to keep some condition, it will work. Inside objects, any conditions if you want to keep, that it will work. That we can keep it through filter. And order by, distinct by, you want to display your employee IDs in a ascending order, followed by removing duplicates. If that is the case, we have to follow this. See, requirements can be in any way it will come to you. But you need to, at least you should see, I am discussing with you now. In your mind something will be there. Okay, removing duplicates means BAM told distinct by. Group by means, okay, whatever the active and the ascending order or descending order. So you will have some, at least some thing you will get in your mind. Based on that, you will try to implement your logic. Okay. So group by, distinct by. And size of, sometimes we are enforced to use size size in the sense, how many employee IDs. See, let me enlarge this. We have a function size of as well. That size of can be applied at different levels. Size of is not only meant for one object or one array. It can be used in many ways. Size of, in the sense, so many levels we can use. We can apply at object level, we can apply at array level. So that is what I'm trying to say. So if I am applying at employee name level, that means at object level, if I am applying, see, if this is variable, Nitya is there, EMP skills is there, it is array of skills as array, and employee is nothing but one object, it is nothing but array list. So if I apply size of on only normal string value, it will give the size of this Nitya. So how many characters are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 characters are there. So it gives 7. And if I apply at array level, so how many arrays are there? 1, 2. It will display 2. At object level if you are applying, so how many objects are there in that employee? 3 objects are there: employee ID, employee name, employee status. So 3 it will display. So this size of is something like we can apply at anywhere. Now names of, entries of, keys of, values of, so like that, these just to, in order to bring to your notice, so these are all functions. Just I want let you know, like these functions are there in data, we can use it. The good thing is actually here, if here it will not display. The problem is in Java, if you click now, in Java if you are clicking dot, those many functions it will display at bottom, and you can choose anything. But in data view, especially in playground, it will display, but not here. Let me showcase. See, if I click on size of directly, I have to give size of, I have to write manually. But if you are doing it like in the playground, at least it will give some, it will give the options. Like if I click on doubt now and drag and drop, it will give the operation names. So by that how many operations are there in data that you can understand. Otherwise you don't have any other option other than going to this documentation. Okay, it is bit flaw which I have observed. It has to give, like it has to suggest which operations we have to use. If I'm clicking on payload dot, at least that how many operations we can apply on that particular thing, it has to give that. That makes our life easy. But in transform it was not there. That manually we have to check, we have to go through, we have to, what operation can be, that we have to think bit. That is the problem with transform activity. But in later versions, I think it will be removed. No worries, it will be removed. Okay. See, at field level, see field level, it is nothing but employee name. Employee name is nothing but employee name. What is my variable here? Employee name Nitya. 6 characters are there. 6 it is displayed. Array level. Array level in the sense the skill 1, skill 2. 2 are there. 2 is displayed. Object level. In object, 3 elements are there. So 3 it has displayed. Array list. At array list level I have applied. So it will think like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So 4 it has displayed. So at different levels, how we can apply that size of that I have given you. Name of is also there. Names of in the sense names of in the sense it is just like key values. Keys also we can use. Names of also we can use. That is what the beauty is. Okay. Operation the functionality is same, but when to use what, that also comes with our requirement that we have to understand. Entries of employee, entries of what all the entries are there, what entries are there, what entries in the sense it is giving the information. Hey, key value is this, value is this, it has properties. So that kind of information it is giving. So if each and every object's minute information it is giving. Okay, minute information. Sometimes how many entries we got, the target system expects that. Say, hey, what is I need this entry, the values at minute level, that is the key or value or any property is associated with that employee. I need that information. Then in that case you will be going with entries of. Keys of, values of already we have discussed, so no worries. Keys also the same thing. Whatever we are getting value, whatever we are getting at names of, the same thing goes with keys of as well. Okay. Values of, also the same same like key value pairs, value details it will get. So sometimes we will see like function names are different, but functionality is same. That you will observe in MuleSoft. In Java or like that, if they have given one function name, it will be never same. But here, like repeatedly, I'm not sure whether how the product was built, but sometimes some duplicate functions only they will be using with the different names. Okay, so that is what functions at higher level. Using on size of, just I have done. See, I'm getting the records from the database. Okay, I have 10 records. For example, select query. With this employee ID, I'm retrieving the records. So I want to just select, I want to check, I have to write a condition in such a way. If records are there in database, you want to display something. Else you want to display like message employee not found. So this we have drawn in choice. If you have remembered in our previous sessions, we have done at choice level. The same thing even we can do it in transform as well. We can use the size of function, and here we can track those values instead of going to choice. So see the beauty. In any way we can use. Any way we can use, nobody will stop us. So that flexibility is there. Um, if they have provided that functions, how many functions are there? If you click on dot, if they have given that list now, that is very, very useful. But somehow it is missing here. That we can't help now. Later versions they might be removing it. Yes, we have to wait for that. So this is about data view. Long story. Okay. So basic conversions, let me open it. Okay. So XML attributes. If you see XML, XML directly to JSON, we can easily convert directly. If you want to convert to a JSON, we will be writing a map operator, just like map is nothing but for. If you want to apply for loop on objects in the sense flower braces, then you can go for map object. So map also, in for loop also, different functions. Map is like we can apply on anything, on array or anything. It is just like generic. Map object is something like exclusively on objects that loop you want to apply. You can apply that. But as I said, functionality will be same with the different names. So might be they have confused, but yes, no need to worry on that. You can apply. Okay. So price. See, if you are going with any attribute value in the XML, you have attribute. For example, in my book, so in this example, if you see the book.xml, if you open that XML, if you go to source, see ID is my attribute in the sense the one which is at beside the element value. See, beside I have a book, beside book I have one more element called ID. And inside book I have author, title, genre, price, published, description, all these details we have it, right? So ID is nothing but here attribute. So in your requirement, what the target system is expecting, my input is this one, but those fellows need only ID value. Only ID value. I want to get this ID value. How I will be getting? You can get that. Where is it? You can get that using at the rate. At the rate indicates if you are trying to get the value of attribute. And the remaining things, you know it. All those are elements. Directly we are keeping, we are directly retrieving and we are getting the default values. Right? See, if I am using this, see, ID value I got. So there, whatever the attribute it we have, there it is attribute. But for me, now I have converted into a element. Now I have converted into element. Sorry, in department I have stored this ID value. Yes. That ID value, now here I have converted into an element, but in the input it is an attribute. For retrieving that value, we have to use at the rate. Okay. So some logics are there. Just to go through it, try to understand. I have explained all my level best. See, JSON to XML attributes. If you want to convert into an XML, then see here in the payload you have only ID, fname, lname, department. Only these values are there. You want to convert into an XML, then how you will be converting? You cannot convert directly. We have to use some root element. Catalog is some root element. If you click on preview, that is what last time when you are converting into XML, I clearly told without root element, you cannot map it. If you are trying to map it as well, it will not allow you. It will give an error. So before converting, see, before you are, so why? Because you are getting multiple records, that is fine. You have applied map operator, that is very well. It is good. And beside book, you want to add, you want to add attribute now. If you see, last example is you are for retrieving the attribute value, but now you are converting into an XML, and in the XML you want to add attribute. In that case, you have to keep in this beside book, whatever the value you want to keep, that you have to keep, that value you have to track it over here. So it will come as an attribute, and remaining stuff we know, like it is direct mapping, direct elements mapping. So here two new things. One is adding 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 root element is mandatory. That root element you can do it, colon, flower braces you have to give. That's all. So if you want to add, see, catalog. Now I will try to add one more. See, I will try to keep it as catalogs. Catalogs is my root element. Now it changed to catalogs. Catalogs inside. Again, one more catalog I want to keep. What you can do, cat log catalog. Okay, catalog. What all you can do is you can keep colon, you can keep flower braces. Then what happens? See, catalog came na, catalog was added, right? So adding root element is nothing but keeping colon and flower braces. If you keep, the root elements will get added. That is what I have done at outer layer. Inside that catalog, inside that I am trying to keep. Okay. So it appears like bit confusion, but if you do with your hands, type it with your hands, then it will be like easy. Okay. That's all here. This is data view, which is a
Madam,
long
I can't
story.
understand that.
Mhm.
I can't understand.
Which conversion? Dates
XML,
conversion or
XML,
XML
XML.
conversion? XML conversion?
What is the root element? Here is there na root element.
Root element in a sense. Okay. Let me do one thing. In data here, in platform, you have one JSON. Okay, fine. Let me remove this. Okay, ఇప్పుడు చూడండి. This one I want to convert into an JSON input I'm getting. I want to convert into an XML. Simple one. Okay, but if I see it, definitely error will come. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మీరు డైరెక్ట్గా పేలోడ్ డాట్ మెసేజ్ అని పెట్టండి. మెసేజ్ యూ టేక్ పేలోడ్ డాట్ మెసేజ్. శాంపుల్ అని పెట్టాను. ఓకే, శాంపుల్ అని పెట్టినప్పుడు పేలోడ్ డాట్ మెసేజ్. ఇప్పుడు ఏమైపోయింది, ఇక్కడ మీకు ఏమైందంటే ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ అనే ఈ ప్లే గ్రౌండ్ లో శాంపుల్ అనే దాంట్లో డైరెక్ట్ ఇది రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్, శాంపుల్ అనే దాంట్లో మెసేజ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు నాకేంటి, ఇది ఒక వన్ ఎలిమెంట్, కానీ టార్గెట్ సిస్టమ్స్ నేను ఇట్లా పంపిస్తే అది ఒప్పుకోదు. డెఫినెట్ గా ఇప్పుడు సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఉంది. ఓకే, డెన్ ఐఎమ్ కీపింగ్ గన్ అని పెట్టాను. ఓకే, సమ్ స్టాటిక్ వాల్యూ ఐఎమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు కీప్. ఈ సింటాక్స్ చూసుకోవాలి ఇక్కడ. కామా చూడండి, ట్రైంగ్ టు అవుట్పుట్ సెకండ్ రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ డెన్, వాళ్ళు రైటింగ్ ఎక్సెల్. ఒక ఎలిమెంట్కి అయితే రాయగలిగారు, ఇంకొక ఎలిమెంట్ వచ్చేపాటికి అది ఐడెంటిఫై చేయట్లేదు. ఓకే, డెఫినెట్ గా ఎనీ ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్, ఏ ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ కైనా కంపల్సరీగా ఒక రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ అనేది ఉండాలి. లేదంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇది దేని గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను, బుక్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను అనుకోండి, బుక్స్ అనే రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ డెఫినెట్ గా యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ దట్ బుక్స్ ఎలిమెంట్ రూట్ లెవెల్లో ఉండాలి. రూట్ లెవెల్లో లేకపోతే ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ యాక్సెప్ట్. ఉండండి, మీకు కన్ఫ్యూజన్ లేకుండా చేస్తాను. చూడండి, ఇది రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్. బుక్స్ లోపల ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ అయినా రాయొచ్చు. నేను శాంపుల్ డాట్ పేలోడ్ డాట్, ఇక్కడ మనకి డ్రాప్ డౌన్ వస్తుంది, ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ లో రాదు. కొన్ని వెర్షన్స్కి వస్తుంది, కొన్ని వెర్షన్స్కి రాదు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాలం. నెక్స్ట్ నేను సమ్ సిటీ నేమ్ యాడ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. సిటీ లైక్ హైదరాబాద్ ఐ వాంట్ టు యాడ్ అయింది కదా. అంటే రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఉంటే ఇన్సైడ్ రూట్ ఎనీ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ మీరు యాడ్ చేయొచ్చు. రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ లేకపోతే ఒకటి యాడ్ చేయగలరేమో, కానీ రిమైనింగ్ యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎర్రర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ద ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ సింటాక్స్ కూడా అంతే కదా. ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ దిస్ థింగ్, ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ రూల్ ఏంటి? వితౌట్ రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఇట్ డస్ నాట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్. ఓకే, సో మన mule when it is converting into XML, this challenge will raise. ఎందుకంటే మనం రూట్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఫస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని పెట్టాలి, అది రూల్. అది మీరు పెట్టలేదు అనుకోండి, మీకు ఎర్రర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఒక ఎలిమెంట్ మాత్రమే పెట్టగలరు, ఇంకా సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ నుంచి అది వర్క్ అవ్వదు. ఇట్ షోస్
Kind of
ఎర్రర్స్.
array, right? We are defining kind of array. So
Yes,
most
yes,
people,
yes,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, without object, how it exists? Yeah, without root element, first of all, XML will not be there now. That is basic thing we have to understand. But in Mule, how we have to create that we should know it. That we have. I'm saying like we have to create in this way. Okay. I think you understood it. So నేను అదే చెప్తున్నాను, ఆల్రెడీ ఒక రూట్ ఉంది, నేను ఇంకొక రూట్ కూడా యాడ్ చేశాను దానికి, రైట్? ఓకే. Okay, you have 3 days time. Oksari, I have shared everything, workspaces, everything. Please import into your projects. Try to observe, try to see if any issues or any queries. We will wind up on Wednesday. Wednesday, see whatever I have discussed in these data weaves, majorly those functions only I will be using in my real-time project as well. When I'm going through, when I'm walking through it, you can see all this stuff, okay, at one place. Got it? Are you guys clear?
Yeah, understood. Yeah, if they are able to keep those recordings some long time, that will helpful. If they remove, then I lose everything then.
No, I'll check
So
copy.
I
I'll
need
I'll
to do.
confirm you on Wednesday. Okay, but they will not remove immediately. That is for sure. At least 1 year they will maintain. Okay.
Okay. I put my
Okay.
company email address. I will give my storage address, then I can access from
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah. No problem. Okay. So I think this is fine. I think you got whatever is there, and MuleSoft documents also I have showed. So I have shared earlier. Why? Because please go through them. Okay. Any doubts or any queries we can discuss on Wednesday. Okay, along with this real time. Okay. I don't know, yeah, Akila, whether Akila knows it or does not know. So I am not sure whether this guy is added or not. Okay, I'll check with this, with these people, and immediately the video will be uploaded. No worries. By today, everybody will be getting all the videos as well. So accordingly, you can check. Okay. Okay, guys. Chalo. Thank you. It's high time, I guess.
Madam.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Someone asking question.